Yeah, well, the books were huge, and they were fantastic. 26 million copies, I think. So,
had you read the books before you were approached for the role of?
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the books, and then I found out that they were making a movie, and I met with the director.
Yeah.
It's set in an America of the future, no longer called America, I don't think, is it?
No, it's called Pan Am.
And if you can, explain roughly what the setup is.
Yeah, it's this futuristic world where the government has kind of taken over its people by keeping them separated and kind of scared. Every year they have to give 2 of their children, male and female, between 12 and 18, to this televised game. It's a fight to the death. And Katniss, my character, goes in replacement for her younger sister.
Yeah, so it's a very grisly reality show, isn't
yes.
it? And you're caught right in the middle. Interesting character you play, because she's incredibly strong, but vulnerable too when she first sets out.
Yeah, she's a lot braver than she thinks she is, but she's kind of an interesting hero because she never actually thinks she won't die.
It's an interesting notion, or a bit of a challenge, really, putting it together, because having this concept of teenagers fighting each other to their death, and not even, by hand and with knives and stuff, you think it's all a bit gory, and yet at the same time, you've got this appeal to the younger audience. So when it comes to making the film, there's that difficulty of how much violence can you actually show.
Yeah, well, we had that because, we had to have a PG-13 rating, but all of us, we didn't want to, unfortunately, the violence and the brutality is kind of the heart of the movie, because it has to make people angry enough to start an uprising. So if we watered down the violence and the brutality, we would have watered down the entire theme of the movie. So, and that in mind, we had a PG-13 rating, which I think helped us because it made the violence very quick.
Yes, it is. It goes. You can see there's something pretty horrible going on, but you don't get to see the details.
How much training did you have to do? There's a lot of archery in there.
Yeah, lots of archery training and combat climbing, agility, and running.
Right. Gosh. So weeks, months, what were you?
A couple months.
A couple of months.
And then it continued throughout the shooting. I had to shoot about 100 arrows a day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Should we have a look at you practicing? Here we go.
We have that.
We have that. Be all right, honestly.